Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, has so much to offer. Regardless of the type of traveler you are, there will be something for you to do and enjoy while in Buenos Aires. The list of things to do in Buenos Aires is actually much longer than what I will show you in this video, but these are the places that I personally visit and things that I've done, and I can speak from experience when offering tips to help you plan your trip to Argentina. Because this is going to be the type of video that points out the top things to do in Buenos Aires, I also want to invite you to watch my other videos from Buenos Aires, which have a more personal touch, in which I included more personal first impressions, which might be more insightful if you want to know what to expect when traveling for the first time to Buenos Aires. Now, let's talk about the things you should not miss when visiting Buenos Aires for the first time. And the first stop you should make is Casa Rosada, the iconic pink presidential palace on Plaza de Mayo is where major political events have taken place in Argentina's history. It is a symbol of the country's power and the backdrop of many public speeches and, unfortunately, protests. My tip is to visit on weekends when there's a free guided tour of the building's interior, but you can visit whenever you want because visiting the square and outside of the building is free. The next stop is the obelisk. This towering monument is one of Buenos Aires' most recognizable landmarks, and it was built to celebrate the city's 400th anniversary. It stands proudly in the heart of the city at the intersection of major avenues. My tip for you is to visit during the day and climb on top for panoramic views of Buenos Aires, or to visit at night when it gets illuminated and it's quite a scene. Now, next to the obelisk, you'll find the famous Avenida Corrientes. It is known as the Broadway of Buenos Aires, and it's a very busy street lined up with theaters, bookstores, and cafes. It's the center of the city's vibrant cultural and nightlife scene. The next thing you should do in Buenos Aires is to attend a tango show. Tango, if you do not know already, is the soul of Buenos Aires, and watching a live show is a must-do for anyone visiting for the first time. These tango performances combine music, dance, and drama, immersing you in the city's passion for tango. I have to warn you, there is quite a demand for these shows, although there are multiple theaters offering these experiences, so book your tickets in advance, especially for popular venues. The next thing you should explore in Buenos Aires is the popular Recoleta neighborhood. This is an upscale neighborhood known for its European-style architecture, high-end shopping, and charming cafes. It's a perfect spot for leisurely walks. This is where I spend most of my time in Buenos Aires, and probably you're gonna love it too if you choose a place in Recoleta. Another top attraction in Buenos Aires is the Recoleta Cemetery. The cemetery is famous for its elaborate mausoleums, and it's the resting place of many notable Argentinians, including Eva Perón. It is often compared to an open-air museum due to its grand architecture. I do recommend figuring out the schedule and joining a guided tour because it's very fascinating to not just walk along the cemetery but also learn about the fascinating stories behind the cemetery's most famous tombs. And since I told you I spent a lot of time in Recoleta, I do recommend checking out El Ateneo Gran Splendid, which is a former theater turned nowadays into a bookstore, and it's frequently ranked as one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world. Its stunning interior preserves the grandeur of its theatrical past. You can enjoy a coffee on the stage, which now serves as a cafe, and take in the view. And if the weather allows it, I do have to say you must see the Jardín Botánico Carlos Thais. This is a peaceful botanical garden that offers a break from the urban hustle, featuring thousands of plant species from all around the world. It's a green oasis perfect for a relaxing stroll. It's actually really, really nice, and it's free to visit, so you can bring a book and relax in the shaded areas. Next to it, you will also find the Zoo of Palermo. Now known as the Eco Park, this former zoo has been transformed into an ecological park focused on conservation and education. Visitors can explore its naturalistic enclosures while learning about environmental preservation. You can visit this place for free, and they also offer some special tours sometimes. It's a very popular spot for families with children. And also in the Palermo neighborhood next to Recoleta is the famous Japanese garden. It is one of the largest outside Japan and offers serene landscapes, ponds, and traditional Japanese structures. It's a tranquil spot for reflection and relaxation. There is a small fee to visit the garden, but it's worth it. I recommend visiting either early in the morning or later in the afternoon if you want to avoid the crowds. There is also a nice cafe inside with a small restaurant if you want to spend more time there. Another highly touristic and must-see place in Buenos Aires is La Boca neighborhood, Caminito. It's a colorful and lively neighborhood known for its brightly painted buildings and tango street performances. Caminito, the main street, is filled with artists and vendors showcasing their work. La Boca is also the place where the famous Maradona spent his early years. So this place is also like a pilgrimage spot for football enthusiasts from all around the world. I would also recommend to keep an eye on your belongings, because this is an area that is known to be tourist heavy and pickpocketing might happen. Next stop is San Telmo, which is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Buenos Aires, known for its cobblestone streets, antique shops, and Sunday market. It is a bohemian neighborhood of Buenos Aires, which offers plenty of historic charm. I would recommend visiting the San Telmo market on Sundays if you want to experience its full vibrancy, including live tango performances. And since we're talking about shopping, the Galerías Pacífico are must-stop if you're visiting Buenos Aires. It's a historical shopping mall which features stunning fresco ceiling and high-end boutiques. It's a popular spot for shopping. The Fine Arts Museum hosts Argentina's largest collection of European and Argentine art, which includes works by masters like Goya and Van Gogh. It's a cultural highlight for art enthusiasts, and it's free to visit. The Beatles Museum is not such a well-known museum. It's a small, quirky museum which is located on Avenida Corrientes. So if you're around there going to some of the theaters, then you should spend about a half an hour to this in this museum if you're a Beatles fan. Inside you will find all things related to the Beatles, showcasing memorabilia and collectibles. It's a must-see for any fan. You can also combine your visit with a stop at the Cavern Club, which is right next to it. It's a Beatles theme bar with live music. And since we already talked so much about the Palermo neighborhood, this neighborhood in itself is a place to visit, not just the specific spots that I already mentioned. This is the trendiest neighborhood of Buenos Aires, and it's known for its parks, street art, and buzzing nightlife. It's a great area for dining and discovering hidden gems. I would recommend to explore Palermo Soho for boutique shopping and cool cafes, and head over to Palermo Hollywood for dinner and drinks. And two other things to do in Argentina's capital is to try the famous yerba mate and enjoy an alfajor. The yerba mate is Argentina's traditional herbal drink, and you will see locals crazy about it. A lot of people carry this drink with them everywhere they go, even in public transport, and they each have their own. It's a significant part of the local culture and daily life. You can try it at a local cafe or market, but the best is to get your own bombilla and have it at home. And do not skip on the famous alfajor, because you will not find another place in this world like the ones you will find in Argentina to serve the same quality of alfajores, which are crumbly cookies filled with dulce de leche and often covered in chocolate or coconut. They are a very popular treat in Argentina and in Buenos Aires, and are perfect for everybody who crave for just a small sweet after lunch or to go with their coffee or tea. There are a bunch of different varieties at the local bakeries, or you can pick a box as a souvenir to bring back home. I would recommend getting the ones at the pastry shops, because those are fresh ones and taste so much better than the one that you will find in supermarkets that are already packed. And this is the list of things to do in Buenos Aires when you're visiting for the first time. I hope this helps you start planning your trip to this amazing country, and will help you put on your list and things to do the most important basic stuff in Buenos Aires. Of course, as I said, there are a bunch of other things to do, but these are the things that I did and enjoyed in Buenos Aires, and I recommend you do the same. So if this was helpful to plan your trip to Buenos Aires, please give me a thumbs up, and also leave a comment for this video telling me if I should add anything to this list, because I know I should. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.